to assist you. I have many challenges here, of which I contact him. He visited me physically in my site. He came to my site. We move around, we walk around, and he okay to assist. He gave me some personal advices and counsel. He helped me. That was something I was doing that day. I was about to calculate the billing for energy billing for the tenants. I found I got stuck somewhere and it came on time. It was timely. So he helped me. And the formula he gave me, I've been using it today. And they embraced this thing as if I'm super facility manager. It is not me. It is my Oga that helped me out. If I've not trained with him, I won't be able to invite him to my site, and he won't be able to offer me this support. He has been supporting in many areas, many fields. When I call on him, if I have any challenge, I call on him. He picks your call and he advises you. He gives you support. If there is need for you to meet him one on one, he will give you time. He will give you time. He will give you time. He give you a date. So I want to encourage you, every one of you listening to me, please. No, I want to encourage you to register with a Max-Migold facility management training. There is a class ongoing challenges at the moment, of which that is facility management mastercraft class. The diploma class is ongoing at the moment. Please register. You'll be glad you did. You will never regret. After class, you will still have support of our guy, Mr. Erubami. Please plan to do. Even if you are a technician, if you are a technical supervisor, if you have not been in this field before, if you are an agricultural student or graduate, please, I encourage you to register here and you'll be glad to do. Facility management job is expanding. It's available everywhere. I have a colleague, we train together, we're in the same work. He was a technician, but today he's been over a facility management position in a very big company, and he's doing well. He's doing great. He's doing great. I want to tell you, please register on the with facility Max-Migold facility management, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you. I will look forward to see you. I want to see you at the top. Please join us in the line. Thank you so much.
My name is Tosin Ogunlade. I'm an architect by profession. I practiced architecture for many years, but I needed to stay back home to take care of my kids for a while. And after then, I needed to bounce back into career. And I thought of picking up what I could do to boost myself. And then I picked up the FM diploma program. I did that, and it helped me to achieve a career leap, in the sense that I was able to secure a job as a facility manager to manage an aspect of the Oshodi bus terminal. And it has helped me. The program helped me to learn the essence of proactivity. It helps me to be proactive, to be able to work with my team members. Now, this is a program that is open to anybody from any field. If once you do this program, this facility management diploma program, you'll be taught, you'll be well trained, well taught how to be able to function as a facility manager. This is a program I advise anybody to come into. I will advise you to pick up this program. You will learn from it, to be well groomed. You will learn a lot. And when you come into managing a facility, you will flow easily. It will just be easy. So you learn how to be prepared in case of emergencies. You learn how to do your maintenance plans. You learn about health, about safety and security. You learn how to do your facility condition assessments, also to make your assets register. So please register for this program and you will not regret it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Anayo Onwaboa Victor. I'm a facility manager in one of the oil and gas servicing firm in Lagos, Nigeria. I just want to tell you how my career has been ever enrolling in the FM Master I am the facility manager right now. I give advice, innovative methods, and carry out issues and solve problems, all because of the knowledge I received from Max-Migold. So to improve your career in facility management and to know more and to understand more, Max-Migold Limited is the best. You will never regret ever attending or paying a figure because the knowledge is for life. Thank you. Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Anayo Mwabwa Victor. I am an alumni of Max-Migold Limited. Okay, I attended the program last year, about early February or so, first set of last year or so, and then I can really tell you my career has been from one quantum leap to another. I was working in a former company which the MD know about. So from there, even before I left that company, I started the training. Okay, so in the course of the training, I was giving some professional advices to the company in the area of facility management for the residential facility I manage, in the area of facility audits, the FCA, I can run FCA for them, and also in the area of maintenance planning and record also. I help them build a system whereby we automatically manage a system without running into downtime. And as a result of that, my salary was raised. And shortly afterwards, I got an offer in a big firm where I am right now. Yes, where I am right now. And then I noticed that the knowledge I learned from Max-Migold is what I'm using in blazing trials, solving problems, resolving issues in no time. And to my surprise, when I was negotiating my salary in this new company, it was twice what I was paid before. Yes, you heard me, twice. And seriously, it's been amazing. And I'm using this opportunity to tell you that if you want to grow yourself in FM, if you want to understand more, if you want to know more, Max-Migold Limited is the best place. Trust me. You will never regret ever going there, ever paying the amount. How much did I pay? How much am I earning now? So our advice to Max-Migold is the best when it comes to FM practices and understanding. Thank you.
Hi friends, my name is Hayo Olawepo. I am a facility manager. Are you an aspiring facility manager, or you are already one and you desire to have a robust knowledge in FM practices? The Max-Migold Nigeria
The one Mr. Paul dropped me.
Got introduced to Max-Migold 3 years ago. I have been doing fantastically well in my FM practices. I can assure you that you will not regret partnering with Max-Migold. They are simply the best. For enquiry, please visit www.maxmigold.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Aliba Subu, and facilities manager with Africa. And before now, I used to be facilities manager with my church university headquarters. I used to be facilities manager traditionally before I saw the need to upgrade myself to world-class facilities manager. Then I did my research and I got Max-Migold as the preferred trainer for that purpose, which I attended the training for 9 months. The 9 months, 3 months was in class and 6 months was on the field to do our practice. And he saw me through to Lagos Business School, which I did my 6 months project there. Gathered a lot of experiences. I saw the value increase in me. So it saw me through to other places like real estate companies. And I worked there for a while before I came to Africa, which practically I felt it that my value increased because of the training experience with for Erubami, bringing up this training that has seen world-class facility managers emerged because of his leadership and the quality of the training.
My experience at this place is quite breathtaking. From the 13th floor to the ground floor, just seeing things that I've not seen before. So, for example, we talked about the water chillers. We talked about the way things are in the building management system. You know, it's talked about the future. This building is a gold standard for the future buildings, and I believe that more people will come over to assess this building, to know its functionality, and come to terms with what I believe is the future of buildings. This is the first building I've seen in this country that has really been so impressive. And I believe that this is just the beginning of great things to come.
As FMs, when we get into a space, the first thing that is required for us is what? You get to an organization as FM. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? How do you align your strategies? Yeah, very good. You need to understand the objective, the core business, what they do, what they are interested in, and do what? Thank you very much. You are aligning all these things that you know about energy, about generator, about cleaning. You must ensure you align it with the objectives of the organization. And this is the key place that a lot of facilities managers, they get it wrong. This is my objective as an organization, as a CEO. This is where I see this organization in the next 5-10 years. How can you be of value to me? How can you be of support to me to ensure that you support me, give me the needed support and requirements that will take me seamlessly in a cost-efficient manner to my 2030 goal. That is where we stand as facilities manager. Alright, if I'm going as a CEO of an organization, if I'm going in this direction and my facility manager is pulling a rope to my tiny rope to my neck and is pulling me in the other direction and is unable to convince me that, oh, This is the better part. This is value addition. Let us look in this direction. He's unable to convince me. He's just telling me I should come here. That means not in alignment with my goal. Alright? Then we may have to part ways. This is a core thing in practical facilities management, the core area and the foundational failure for most facilities managers.
Good day, everyone. A quick testimony about Facilities Management Mastercraft Diploma, a program I decided to do this year. I must say it's one of the best decisions I made this year so far. All the 28 courses, inclusive of field trips and the projects, they are very key to facilities management, I must say. Personally, from my own hand, I've been able to make some adjustments. Particularly, I've been able to come up with reports, that reflects the mind of the management, because I'm more aware of the way they think. In addition to that, I've been able to come up with analysis, specifically one that I'm doing right now as to power, requested by one of our EDs. All right, this could have been outsourced. So in a way, I've saved cost for our organization. Okay. Also, I must say I got a commendation from my boss recently. One of the courses we learned, for example, is workplace productivity. I put some of the things that we learned to use, and I believe that's the reason I'm able to earn this commendation from my direct boss. Right. So I must say, generally speaking, I'm more conscious of the spaces I manage. Their conditions, and not just how to maintain our assets right now, but how to manage them, right? I'm more aware of industry standards, and I'm making some adjustments already, okay? That doesn't just look at cost savings, but also impact on the people that use our spaces and the environment at large. So thank you, Max-Migold. Thank you, Mr. Paul, and all the instructors. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Uzamaka Okunu. Yeah, so, wow, Mr. Paul, Mr. Right? That's his qualification. I really learned he's very good at improving someone's little knowledge and blowing it up. So what I really got from everything he said, I knew most of it, but the way he expatiated, the way he blew a lot of topics up was mind-blowing, and I got a lot. Like, in fact, I'll change my ways in what I'm doing right now. I'm facility manager in a company, in a hospital actually, but my ways, everything I'm going to, I really gained, how will I put it now? Especially the part of that, the part of managing your subordinates. In fact, there are a lot of work I'm going to put in, and he's really been an inspiration.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again today to walk you through another knowledge sharing opportunity. Today we're looking at in-person sales. By the time you look at the topics we are going through in 2024, you find that everyone will have something to learn from this series. So invite your friends, invite your, connections, networks, colleagues, relatives, family, anyone that is willing to learn and improve in life to this session. So I'm going to be anchoring the sessions with some of my teams, sometimes in other weeks. The whole idea is to keep sharing and sharing and sharing and hope that someone is listening, someone is watching, someone is taking action from the things that we share on a weekly basis. If you follow me on LinkedIn, Paul Erubami, you will find a lot of nuggets we put out on my profile on a daily basis that can help you improve one area of your career or the other. I'm also very active, engaging with my connections, endorsing, commenting, liking, and engaging generally with your activity on the professional network LinkedIn. So if you're not yet connected, please go ahead and get connected. I'm an open networker, so I'll accept your connection. If you're not yet in any of our platforms, we have the Facility Management Services and Training platform on Telegram. It's a large group joining there. We also have the Facility Management Services and Training group on Facebook. Go to Facebook groups and look for Facility Management Services and Training. We also have a WhatsApp platform for the Max-Migold Facility Management Training. If you're not there, search for it. The team will put links to all of these networks in the group, in the chats for those of you on YouTube and those of you on Zoom to be able to join. Just click on connect and join us in these platforms for regular updates. We are also, Max-Migold is also present on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You can follow for updates, for learning opportunities, for career opportunities, for job opportunities, and for all kinds of networking, okay? Today, I would like to just bring to your reminder that the FM Mastercraft Diploma, batch 21 starts on the 6th of May. Tuesday, 6th of May is the first day of class. Is that Monday? Yeah, Monday, 6th of May is the first day of class. So we encourage everyone to, step up and take up that opportunity, put your career on a solid foundation. If you've been working in the FM industry, you're welcome to, come for an upgrade. If you've not been working in the FM industry, there are opportunities, a lot of opportunities. The FM diploma is a sure bet way to get into the FM industry and have a rewarding career. We especially are inviting you if you're already exposed to FM in one way or the other as an estate agent, property salesperson, caretakers and landlords agents. If you are involved in construction from all forms of engineering and design groups, estate management teams, if you're involved in administration, one form or the other, if you're involved in, basically from all walks of life, because FM is multidisciplinary. And so the only thing is that you need to have a cover, a full comprehension of the body of knowledge, and that's what the FM diploma does. For those that are looking for work, please, find a way to sell this to them. You will not be looking for work if you go through the FM diploma. We have a success rate of 6 months, 97% people who take the FM diploma have stable place. We start you out on an internship if you've not had any experience before, which is almost automatic. There's a snap up of all of our graduates for the internship program, even before we start offering them to companies to already have inquiries for them. So that is a foot in the door. You finish the training, you pass your exam, you do your projects, you get an internship opportunity. That adds experience to your CV in addition to the qualification that you have, the FM diploma that is a designation that you have, right? So that's 2-in-1 package. And then we have the third part, which has to do with your career planning, career advancement, your talent management that we handle. We work with you hand in hand to ensure that you are placed, that you're always working. And even years later, when you're still in the industry, you need to have a change, you need to have a move up. We help to facilitate those transitions for you. Okay. And that being said, we had the free training of last Saturday. During the free training, for those of you who were able to attend, we did a flash sale, a 1 week sale for massive discounts. So we reinstated the Women in FM scholarship for 1 week, expiring tomorrow. So if you're female and you want to take the FM diploma and you've had issues with money all along, now is your time to jump in. Just pay half price. We're paying the other half for you, for women. For the guys, between that last Saturday and tomorrow, you have a chance of taking a whopping 150,000 naira off your tuition for the virtual class and 100,000 off for the physical class. This offer is exclusive to a very small number of people. If we run that bonanza for everybody, we will probably be out of business before you blink. But then we still have other offers. For example, you can pay less than 10%, so you're getting 10% discount as early bird offer for companies that are bringing in their team of facility managers and everybody in the procurement or admin functions in the organization. Bring in 10 people, and this offer is always open. It's always open. 10 and above is 50% off, right? So bring them on for the program, and we'll give you that discount for your group or organization. Okay, so 10% off if you're paying as an individual, or company is paying for you as an individual between now as an early bird till the program starts on the 6th. And then the same thing applies to groups. Pay your half price anytime you have more than 10 people. That same discount will apply. But we've done something that's very fantastic for everyone who earns a salary and basically have to depend on their salary from month to month. You want to be able to upgrade, you want to be able to earn higher, you want to be able to step up, but you are finding it difficult to save. So you just go on with this flexible payment program, which entails us taking a loan on your behalf for you using the Lydia Bridge platform, so that we pay for your tuition, and then you pay back, little by little over a 3 to 6 months period. If you get your mandates approved as quickly as possible, you can have all of that done before the class starts. So all you need to do is pay just the first installment. So if you have a 3 month installment or a 6 month installment plan, just pay the first one, and then you are as good as fully paid, because your automatic debits will be programmed to come out of any of your bank accounts where you have funds going forward. So that's something that we put on the table for every honest, interested person, in anybody interested in advancing their careers and really want to take this advantage, should not look at money and say, hey, I couldn't do it. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for that. Today we're looking at in-person sales, and sometimes the question that I get is, how broad is this FM? The workplace is a broad environment already. We are multidisciplinary. There are so many skills that we need to acquire. There are so many competencies that we need to have as facility managers, right? Today, I just want to introduce this by saying you can achieve anything in life without being a good salesperson, all right? So don't allow anybody to tell you that, oh, your job is not in sales. You shouldn't acquire skills in sales. That person is trying to tell you to remain poor, remain unsuccessful. Every successful person at one point or the other has been able to sell something, an idea, himself, a product or service, right? And you've been able to get buying or buyers, one way or the other, to ensure that you have, the kind of responses, the kind of engagement, the kind of revenue, the kind of whatever that you're trying to sell for, right? If you've never done that, you have never really taken on the path of progress and advancement. So this is an open call for everyone to learn the art of sales. Especially today, we're taking the special branch of in-person, the one-on-one engagement and conversation and networking aspects. And we're going to talk about, some of those in this session. And these things would apply to you selling your business, you appraising yourself, taking an appraisal for performance or an improvement, increase in a raise in whatever you do, or just trying to convince, sell an idea generally. And we are going to be talking more about the the arts, and science behind, engaging one-to-one, the kind of behaviors that helps you win when you engage in the sales process. Okay. All right. When you have in-person communication, it does provide several benefits to the sales process. One of the main benefits is the ability to develop relationships because it's one-on-one. It's contacting. How do you talk to people? As relationships grow, so do the benefits of the sales techniques. You build trust. You demonstrate the solution you are trying to sell. And then sometimes you are selling to someone who already needs it. Sometimes you are selling to someone who doesn't need it or has gotten it before, and you are trying to get them to help you get referrals, right? There are clear benefits of this approach, and we're going to be talking about them in this session. So if you connecting to customers, connecting to ambassadors or people who have used your product or services in the past, you just want to be able to understand that this is all about interaction. This is all about connection. This is all about engagement one-to-one, right? So basically, you are trying to engage or work directly with somebody at an individual level, right? And usually, it used to just be face-to-face. Okay, when can I meet you in the office? When can we have a small group meeting? When can we have this, face-to-face discussion? But now there's been a lot of technology that has made interactions, one-on-one interactions, more personal, more engaging, as involving as being in the same room, even though you are not in the same room. So we are taking in-person as in-person, which means you're actually in the person's presence, whether through telecommuting or through physical meeting. You're actually in the presence of the individual, right? So whatever it is that brings you closer together is definitely in-person communication. Definitely there'll be costs. If I had to have a meeting with you at Badagry, for example, and you don't accept, for us to do a virtual call where we look at each other, talk to each other, see each other's presence, then I'll have to drive all the way to Badagry, isn't it? So there are costs, but then there are also benefits. Sometimes you stay on the comfort zone, just using the virtual and online approaches, just keep talking online. Sometimes people just get bored. They don't even pick your calls anymore. They're no longer engaging, right? But if you put some kind of personality behind it, where you physically are together, you smile, the kind of smile and interactions you do when you're in the presence of someone, it's a little bit different. In fact, it's very much different from the one you do through engagements on the virtual side, right? So face-to-face interactions distinguish salespeople, increase the success. Don't look at the cost of having the face-to-face interaction and say, hey, we're not going to have face-to-face interaction ever, right? If as a company, you're working as a sales team, don't take it for granted that just calling and interacting is enough. Start adding this approach of finding appointments to have discussions, to talk. Sometimes it might just be an activity where you invite a few of your customers together, to have a little bit of a talk around whatever they have in mind, whatever objections or concerns they may be having. Sometimes it may be you just popping, in to say hello. And then they see how serious you are with this. I mean, sometimes the cost, even when we take the cost of in-person sales, sometimes the cost of going out, to talk and make those conversions may not even outweigh the cost of the technology in some instances, because first you pay for ads, the next you pay for the credit itself and the internet you use, and you do that again and again and again. Sometimes just spending 2,000 naira to hop on the bus to go and say hello to someone might give you a big advantage that you probably didn't think was possible, right? All right, so let's talk about the sales call, right? It's important that you are talking to the right person when you are making that call, yeah? Because if the person you are talking with is trying to find out information from you that will pass on to a third party who is going to make a decision whether you're going to buy or not, you might be stonewalled. You might be in a difficult situation. So do more research, see how you can either get through the person you are talking with to get access to the decision maker, or find, go on LinkedIn, go on other online sources, and start finding ways to engage, especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very powerful. Invite, drop a note during the invitation process, and try to see how you can engage. For the virtual meetings, a lot of people just go for virtual meetings, and since because it's a virtual meeting, they don't want to put up their face. Now, if you're in a virtual meeting and you don't put on your video, what you're basically doing is turning it into a phone call, basically, right? So it's just voice that is being heard. There's a lot of personality around your mannerism, around your interaction, about the smile, about the facial gestures and the body movements that comes from you in a face-to-face meeting that you can get from turning on your video. All right. So look professional, listen actively, monitor body language. Basically, you're just being conscious. You're telling yourself, even though that person is right in that computer, far away, wherever he is, he's here with me. I'm in the same space with this individual. Okay. And then for meetings, make sure that you have a confirmed time and place for the meeting. Make sure that the space you're going to meet, the room, wherever it is set. Make sure that the what we're going to discuss. Sometimes you go for a meeting and it looks as if nobody prepared for the meeting, right? People have not really taken time to exchange information around the agenda, what we're going to talk about, before they even get to the point of the meeting. So the meeting either gets longer unnecessarily or completely distracted into other things, and you may lose opportunities in that place. So always be conscious. I like chatting up front, having frequent conversations. Even when I'm going for a meeting, confirm, put it on my calendar, get reminders, get there on time, and then confirm what we're going to be talking about, what we're going to review, and go prepared with the materials I need to be able to engage properly in that meeting. Okay. Then the sales funnel, it's the foundation of our sales technique. When you develop a relationship, understand how this relationship works. There are people that are just coming to know you. They are at the top of the funnel, right? There are those who have engaged. They're still trying to make up their mind, back and forth, back and forth. There are those who are more mature. They have made a decision to buy, but they haven't quite bought. And then there are those who have bought. You are giving them support. Understand where each person you are engaging with is in the sales funnel, and that's what the what we call a client relationship management tool, a CRM tool, will help you do. Even if it's just a spreadsheet you're using for your CRM, right? Categorize them. Categorize all the people you are engaging with into different categories in terms of flow from just awareness to actually buying. Yeah, there's a progression along that line, right? Because when you have a meeting with someone, if that meeting is close to making a sale or closing a deal, right? You know where that person belongs on the spectrum you've created for categorizing your leads. But then how do you get people into the top of the funnel, right? To get people to the top of the funnel, you probably use some form of advertising. That's the first thing. Advertise on social media, sponsor your posts, put some other adverts on Google and Yahoo and Bing and so many search engine ads. What you are doing is making people who have not seen your brand, see what you're talking about, to start getting involved. You can also use print media, advertise normally in newspapers and magazines, direct mails. There are people who already have you already have a list of connections, people who are connected to you in one way or the other. Send emails to them. You attend events, you create events and invite people to the event, whether it's a physical event or a virtual event. What you're basically trying to do is, attract people in who can become a captive audience for you to share your sales pitches to. And then promotions. Promotions are very, very valuable. You have something already going and you want to put out some kind of bonanzas, some kind of freebies or any kind of goodies you want to share. If you attend trade shows like trade fairs, exhibitions, conferences, where you can give out cards, give out flyers, give out brochures. Also, something that's very powerful is word of mouth when it comes to sales. Some people don't really have the time to do all of that due diligence. They just want to have someone that they know and trust, who also knows and trusts somebody, right? And can recommend that person, right? And that is a very powerful sales opportunity. When you have opportunity to attend networking events, cocktails, meet and greet events, don't take it for granted, especially industry related events. So chambers of commerce, professional bodies, always have these events where we get to meet with people. Now, you might build a lot of connections and network around the people like you, who are doing the same thing as you, who are in the service delivery coin. One side is service giver, one side is service receiver, right? You also want to have a balance so that you can have a network of people who receive your service. So find out the industries where your typical customers will be and try to network within those industries. Find friends within those industries, pay for their events and attend, and tell people what you do. So that way you'll be pulling more people into your network, and then you can start selling to them later using sales calls and the others, right? Nurturing leads is the process of connecting with potential customers. Leads require management and tracking. So I talk about client relationship management tools. In Max-Migold, we use HubSpot. HubSpot is very effective. There are quite a few other, Salesforce and so many other CRM, Zoho, and the rest. That even spreadsheet, simple spreadsheet where you put in the leads, you format it in such a way that you can use color coding or use a Kanban system to move a lead from one level to another level. The whole idea is you want to know the status of each one. You know what, when you want to do your job, you want to start engaging. You want to know, those that are at different levels to know exactly how to reach out to them. You cannot use the same way to reach out to everybody. It will not work. I've done that, in the past so many years. I'll just put out a broadcast to everybody in my network, and I realized that it wasn't that effective, right? So many people would just ignore, knowing fully well that this is a broadcast, so they don't take it seriously. But when you start segmenting, using the sales funnel CRM approach, segment and know those who need to get this kind of information and those who need to get that kind of information, you begin to get better results from those, because you can customize it better. Customer acquisition occurs when the customer moves from the engagement stage to the commitment and purchase of the product. Just because the customer has made a commitment to buy does not mean that the purchase will be made. We always have this when we advertise, how many people came in as leads, right? We track that. We know how much it costs us to advertise. We know how many people came in as leads. Then we start engaging with them. And then we start having those who definitely says, oh, yes, I will, right? So we'll have them categorized as positive leads, right? And then when the chips are down, we expect all the positive leads to pay, but that's not always the case, right? There are so many that will still not pay. Many will defer to future batches, and many will cancel altogether. But you need to find a way to engage them, help them to move from the commitment to the purchase, appeal to their values, offer incentives. We will give you, like part of the incentive I've announced this morning, this afternoon rather, we'll give you early bird discounts, we'll give you flash sales, so we'll give you a flash sale, like, take 200K off, take 300K off. You know that you have to go and borrow the money to pay and pay back to where you borrowed when you have the time. Because if you can't pay within the window, the flash sale is usually like 1 week. We never give a flash sale of more than 1 week, right? So once you hear that, you know that you have to find the money to pay within that window. So if the funds you are expecting are going to come outside that window, then what you need to do is find a way to borrow. Instead of trying to put pressure on the organization to say, oh, extend the flash sale period, which doesn't always happen. Besides, mind you, no organization wants to sell everything at half price, right? If you sell everything at half price, you probably go out of the market as well. You just want to give a few discerning people the opportunity to snap up a good discount, and that also helps your own market manage your own cash flow towards the deadline for payments for the majority of people. So it's really for a few. The same thing goes for discounts. So every time you offer such incentive, flexible payment arrangements, and so on and so forth, what you are doing is appealing to the different demographics of your customers with different things that they might desire. Some don't have too much. When you now say pay flexibly over a period, it gives them that sense of, okay, fine, I can get my salary of 200K. I'll be putting 100,000 into this training on within the 6 months, which means I'll just tighten my belt for 6 months. I'll acquire this, and then I'll step up to 300,000 or more, right? So they know exactly how to plan because of the incentives that you have given them. So that's why it's also good to have incentives that are multi-pronged, multifaceted. It's not just one type of incentive. The flexible payment will appeal to some. The discount will appeal to some. The scholarship, when tied to certain strategy, like a scholarship for women we're running that gives her prize, will appeal to some. And then provide follow-up support. Somebody can tell you today, yes, I'm definitely on board, right? And then the next day they have a question. You did not, if you don't, have a proper answer for them for that question, they might just become cold. A prospective lead changing into possibly moving into the proper purchase moment can just have a nagging question, and that person drifts off because you did not go out of your way to capture the concern, deal with it immediately, and strike hot when the person is ready to make a payment, right? Now, it's also important not to stay confined to one group. Okay, so I have this group of customers. I know where each person is, and then you leave it like that. That's why it's a funnel. That funnel must continuously receive at the top, right? Because even as they are moving down, the few that are coming in as customers that you are converting, you need to find a way to make them loyal customers, loyal ambassadors. They bring more referrals that goes on top of the funnel. There are so many people that will stay in the funnel for a very long time. So there is a time frame for making every sale. So if your mind is wired to say, oh, the person is not interested now, there's no need for me to put in more effort, you might miss out on that opportunity because that person might be ready in 3 weeks, in 4 weeks. You don't know how circumstances in people's lives changes. So if you refuse to come back with some value proposition, some kind of relationship nurturing, networking nurturing ideas and activities over time, you will miss out on the opportunity with that person, that individual. So it's important that you don't just stay stagnated with your stock, because if you get out of 200, you get 20 that bought, the expectation is that you should add another 200 in the same period that 20 is buying. So you now have 400, less 200, less 20, now 380. And then that increases the stock of those who can buy. Usually it should be more than 20, right? But then if you get another 20, that means you now have a 360 where you add another 200 to make it 560. Now, this time you expect not just 20, right? So worst case scenario, you get a 20 if you keep adding your 200, but now you have a larger pool for more. So you may be getting between 20, 25, 30, but minimum 20, because that is what your funnel looks like, especially if you have a way of targeting certain people. For example, you have those 20 that are bought, you know exactly what kind of people they are, and you use that as a way to target similar kind of audience and bring them into the funnel. Over time, the percentage of those who are dropping from top of the funnel to actual purchases will be increasing beyond the 10% that you have experienced in the current list that you're working with, okay? As more people become customers, they share their experiences, which helps to draw interest from other leads and expand the customer base, right? So you cannot say, oh, these ones are bots, and so since they bought, they've moved on, they've gained the value, let me focus on getting the others. You need the cooperation of all those who have already bought, who are already in your network, who are already in your delivery process. You need their own cooperation. You need to work with them. In Max-Migold, we're doing a lot in this area. We have an alumni group, people who are always networking, always interacting, loyal ambassadors to the brand, who have taken all that we have taught during the training and they are, replicating it on a daily basis and expanding on it. And in that process, showing example to others who don't belong to that carcass to say, hey, if you want to belong to this carcass, to this body, to this amazing group that will belong to, you need to take the FM diploma. You will see that the additional value you get for the training will be increasing over time. And every now and then we even come into that alumni and say, you know what, this is going to be a reward that we're setting up. If you have a colleague, if you have a friend, anyone around you that's interested, of course, show them how your career has moved so that they can see the advantage of what you have done, and then they will come on board. Then when they do, we have this incentive, we have that reward, and so on and so forth. Every now and then we have events where we upgrade ourselves, where we move up to another level, we introduce new certifications to them, and then we mentor and, creatively engage, coach those who have gone through the program. That is, in engineering or other types of equipment sales, so that's after sales service. But this is intellectual after sales, right? Continuously engaging. And when we have vacancies, who do you think we go to first, right? We go to our alumni. When we want to headhunt for organizations, who do you think we go to first? We go to our alumni. When people want to fill positions and they ask us, who do you think we go to first? We go to our alumni. So that's the whole idea. Continuously engaging with this group brings a lot of value. So if you run an organization, a business, and you're basically just doing hit and run, you make a success, you make a sale, you grab, you enjoy, and you go, your business will be out within a very short while, right? So it's very important that we understand this. When moving through the sales leads, it's important to prepare carefully. In-person sales takes even more preparation because you are communicating in the moment, or like typing, or or any other recorded form of communication. There will be no opportunity for editing. So you need to prepare. You need to know your product. You need to know exactly what you are offering. For example, you make a pitch. Somebody asks you a question and you say, "Oh, I don't have answer to that. I'm going to talk to my bosses. I'm going to talk to people in my organization to give me an answer." What you basically just told the person is that, "Oh, I'm ignorant of what I'm doing." So you need to spend time. One of the things we do in Max-Migold is all staff have to take the FM diploma themselves, right? Which is very important. So while others are paying for it, we say, okay, if you're a staff, you can take it, for free, but you must pass the exam. You must, be able to explain. You must be able to understand what we are doing in industry. Because when somebody is asking you questions and you're trying to convince the person on how to advance his career, how to grow, how to become better, and you are saying this is the vehicle that can uplift you, you better be one who have tasted of the product yourself. So you can answer questions correctly. You can provide solutions when they have concerns clearly. And then you need to know your customers. I talked about understanding demographics so that you will know what class of people they are, right? There are some people that you will see and you know that this person cannot handle this. There are some people you send a link to the website to. Please read through the link to this training details. And they'll send you another message to say, please explain it to me. I don't understand what's in that page. How do you intend to move forward, right? Because the course itself requires that you read a lot of content, you attend classes, you do assignments and exchanges. And so if you already have someone who does not want to even read a web page, how would that person cover the course in the first place, right? Or you didn't look at your demographics, you didn't look at the age, the gender, the location, the kind of culture, the occupation, types of families that your most successful graduates are from. Why do you need to learn that? Because you want to know what is enhancing the success of those who have gone through. As you are going through that funnel, those who are coming out, taking the program, becoming better and increasing in their own careers and in their life, they form a description or a persona of the typical kind of person you are looking for the program over time. If you don't gather data, if you don't gather information, you don't look at, some of these, median income, for example, the gender, the age, location, community, the occupation, and so on and so forth, you will not be able to craft out what that persona is. And when you see a typical person, when you see somebody say, this is the kind of person that takes the FM diploma, I need to go for this person, right? Your effort will be more focused. Your results will be higher. because you are actually dealing with the right group. Not every product or service is for everybody. Let's face it, not everything is for everybody, right? You need to, broadcast a little bit, but that broadcast should also be targeted, right? And once people start coming in, your effort, because your effort is not infinite, you need to be able to, dissect and understand how to invest your effort, right? Who should I call? Who should I send messages to? How often? What kind of engagement does this person need and that person need? There are some that you just be chatting with them on WhatsApp, and that's all they need. Just be chatting with them on WhatsApp, regularly engaging with them, and before you know what's happening, they paid up, they've moved in. There are so many creative ideas you can pop up during conversation that will help you make conversions as a salesperson. And then you need to set goals. If I gave you a bit of analysis, 200 coming, I engage with about 50 or 60 of them, and about 20 of them eventually pays, right? If I increase that 200 to 1,000, can I increase those who finally pay from 20 to 100, right? That's the kind of thinking that's in my head. But I need to set that as a goal, because I don't want to be wishfully thinking that I will be choosing those who are, coming up at the bottom of the funnel with results when I'm not doing anything to fill the top. So it's an input, process, output kind of mindset. It's the output some people focus on, right? But create a formula that connects your outputs with the process you deliver and your inputs, and focus heavily on your inputs. What kind of people am I going to target? What kind of effort am I going to apply? How do I get them into the top of the funnel? And once I have them into the top of the funnel, what kind of engagement can I apply over time? That's the process right now, right? So that I can get better and better output. I keep studying the output. I keep looking at those who are coming. I keep looking at those who are bought. I keep looking at their kind of success. I look at their past. I look at their present. I look at where their goals are going. I look at how to describe them. And then they give me a picture again that I use to apply to my inputs. And that process continues in a never-ending cycle. And sometimes, of course, you need to do presentations. I do presentations almost every day. Apart from teaching, I still have to engage with customers. I write a proposal, and I will say, please come and show us, demonstrate what you are talking about. Show us, talk to us, right? You need to put down points. You need to put down, thoughts. You need to be able to flow in such a presentation, because at the end of the day, what do they really want? They want to see if, one, you are confident about what you are trying to sell to them. If you are wishy-washy, if you are not sure, if you are mumbling, if you are not showing confidence, of course, it's a dead end, right? Secondly, they want to know whether you have the information. So if they ask a question, do you have the answer for them? Because if you don't, you will leave them with so many unanswered questions, and then they will go away thinking, this is not for me, whereas it could be for them. So let's focus on that, and let's try to spend some time understanding the customer. I've seen salespeople just pick up a number and call and start, blasting with information. No. That's a very bad approach. Look through the interaction that are taking place in the past. Look through the kind of feedback you've gotten about that customer. Look at it and use that to create a conversation that draws attention, that makes the person want to even be talking with you at all, right? So you tell stories that shows your understanding of their circumstance and their situation, and creates connection between what you're offering, between yourself, what you're offering, and their current situation, especially when you're making promises about how they will get better, for example, with what you are trying to offer them. And some people would have given you some negative feedback in the past. Oh, no, I don't want this, don't call me again. But when they see one or two, positive value-added ideas that you have shared, they may want to engage again. Don't start trying to push them into the past negativism that they've exhibited. Instead, start engaging them for something positive. Engage them to make them start thinking of what, a kind of a positive future from where they are at the moment, right? But this also has to come from the point of you understanding your own, how you talk, for example, or the kind of impact you make on people. When you are engaging people, there are certain unspoken feelings, thoughts, ideas that will come to their mind just because of the way you are talking with them, right? So you need to learn the skills as an individual on how to converse, how to engage, how to talk in such a way that people want to give you audience. And sometimes a skill like listening, for example, can do a lot of wonder for your sales efforts. Just call someone and ask how they're doing and then listen. Talk about their career and what challenges they are having and then listen. Talk about the successes they've had, ask questions and then listen, right? All you're basically doing is prompt. Back of the show may even end without even talking about what you are trying to sell. But the person begins to see you as a consultant, as a counselor, as someone who they can rely on for, when they have issues or when they have challenges. And then you can begin to be a resource person to them, to point them in directions of solutions. Somebody can ask me, your office is Unilag. I will need you to help me do this in Unilag. Me, I know that I'm inside Unilag in the office, but all those offices have websites, right? And then I will go online, get some information, make a few phone calls and say, these are the resources I've been able to find for you. I become useful to that person. That person becomes my friend just because I'm being useful to the person. Emotionally intelligent people understand their emotions as well as the emotions of others, which makes them particularly well suited for sales. There are numerous quizzes available to help you gauge personal levels of emotional intelligence, right? Somebody who is emotionally intelligent will be self-aware, know how you are feeling, and you can maintain control of your emotions. Some people will hang up on you. Some will even insult you. Some will raise their voices. Some will tell you, call me back in 10 minutes, and then they block you. All kinds of things can agitate or irritate you. It is normal. Just be conscious and be aware of those kind of experiences, how they're making you feel, right? And then consciously think about those feelings so that you don't use that feeling to react to maybe the next customer or maybe your boss trying to get you to do the next thing. So emotional intelligence person can self-regulate. They don't act impulsively. Decisions have to be based on personal feelings, which means you are conscious of personal feelings. So when it comes to motivation, emotionally intelligent person will be able to motivate himself, focus on long-term success rather than short-term rewards. And then also able to think, also able to listen, also able to show empathy, right? Identify and sympathize with the feelings of others, as well as other social skills like communication. Communication is actually the lifeblood of emotional intelligence. You're being able to talk, verbalize, and non-verbal displays that reflect your self-consciousness of who you are, how you are feeling at a particular time, and how you are making others feel, right? Sometimes you have targets, you have goals, but you may end up over-pressing the wrong people. There are some people that they told you, right? Don't push too hard. Instead, the person that has drawn the line, just self-pedal and start treating the person as a friend. Keep regular engagement, no longer selling. One day the person will ask a question that will lead to a solution that requires the person to take whatever you're offering to them, right? And don't shut people off because they said no. And this is very common with people. You just knock off, you just switch off, you just say, this person is not in, therefore I cannot further engage. I'll be wasting my time. Mind you, as a salesperson, you're also building a network. You're putting yourself forward and you're going to meet people that you will normally not meet otherwise, right? So instead of shutting those doors, see it as a network, see it as an opportunity, see it as one more contact in life that can turn into something else in the future. And with that in mind, you will remember to do all the regular happy new month, happy new year, happy birthday kind of thing that keeps relationships going, right? And keeps conversations on to the point where some of them might still come back and take whatever you are trying to answer. In some cases, it may not be you anymore. It could be somebody else down the line that they finally make up their mind with to go on and purchase what you were trying to sell. You still have achieved it because you sowed the seed, you watered it, you nurtured it, and the harvest might be for someone else. It's important to look at the big picture when such relationships and such nurturing are taking place. And then, of course, there will be all kinds of objections, right? You will not allow the objections to end the relationship. The best way to handle objection is to anticipate them and focus on moving prospect to the next step of the sale rather than the end goal, right? Somebody may not buy, but there are several steps that you can take along the way towards that sale, right? Most common objection is the cold shoulder. Cold shoulder is for those who make calls. You get cold shoulder very easily. Your line will be bad, like banned by that person. It will just block you, right? So will tell you bring more information, and then they will not even acknowledge the information, right? So how do you handle this? You can ask for their time to say what you need to say. Sometimes you can just send them information and follow up once or twice, and then become a networker. After that. And then for those that can give you the time of day for a physical meeting, also book a physical meeting. It's very important that you're able to have time to put a face to it, because when somebody sees you physically, the emotions are typically different from when they engage with you on the phone all the time, right? Try to look for kind of incentives that you can use to offer. And that's why it's not always a one incentive fits all kind of situation. Create different types of incentives. Souvenirs can work. Sometimes price rebates or discounts. Sometimes bonus, right, for those who are referring or paying for their staff. Sometimes somebody pays for something and you add an additional freebie on top of it. Sometimes you look at performance and activity on the after sales side, and you say, okay, we're going to give this price or that price for one thing or the other. Promotions, additional information. There's a new article. There's a new book. We're giving free books. There's so many things you can do to just keep that incentive pool enriched as an organization, so you can keep getting that connection, that reason to continuously engage. The next phase of the sales process. This is a delicate phase. It's important to understand how to move people from verbal commitment to actual sale, right? Requires maintaining connection, reminding customers of values and calls to action. Going into this process prepared will improve the chances of success. I say, yes, I like it. Does that mean I'm going to actually act on my yes, right? Sometimes it can just turn into no. Somebody just gets busy and sidetracked. You may be able to control some, you may not be able to control some, because you don't live in their head or around them. And sometimes there's competition around what you're trying to offer. They undercut you, they strike, and then they make the sale for themselves, right? Or you as a salesperson, instead of scheduling your regular follow-up, you get lost. You just forget the person because the person wasn't so enthusiastic in the first place. Therefore, you just look at the person and say, the person is not serious. I might not be able to get a headway with this person, right? So either way, you must maintain a connection, right? Follow up with clients. Now, there are some research that showed that you must follow up with someone for as many as 12 times. Some say 10 times after the person says no. Does that mean you're going to come back every time and say, hey, can you buy? Will you buy? No, that's not what we're trying to say. You're not going to just go back and say, will you buy? Will you change your mind? No. That additional 12 engagements after the person says no is what we call nurturing. You are talking with the person. You are connecting with the person as a person, not as a potential buyer. You see, there's a difference, right? You are trying to keep that person on as a network, as a connection, as someone you know, as somebody you can meet any day for any other thing. So what kind of conversation should you keep going at that level? That's what you should be thinking about at that stage, right? When customers are close to making a commitment, it's important to remind them of the value of your products, which is why you pick their interest in the first place, right? Compare price with competition, be conscious of the prices. For example, somebody can just switch up because of your rates or your price. Remind customers about the shared personal and professional values. Bring up incentives, share what sets you or brand apart from everyone else. And let's be very clear on this. It's not always about the cost or the price. Sometimes it is your ability to communicate the value of what you are offering that makes all the difference. What makes your brand different? We had a free training on Saturday, and I had a lot of feedback from people. In one of the feedback I got, somebody says, "Oh, this training is free. It was so rich, so much richer and more rewarding than some paid training I've taken in the past." They have paid, they've gone for training, and they cannot compare it to the free training we offered, right? So that is what we're talking about. You as a person who is making that sale, point them, look at the video, go back to our YouTube channel and see the quality of the output that we dished out during that free training. Imagine 3 months of continuous engagement at this level of quality when you pay for the paid training. That is what makes the difference, right? People have seen other opportunities, they've engaged, they've paid for, they've come out with little or nothing, and they know the difference. So emphasize that continuously. So you don't always caught in this trap of, oh, I don't have money. I think it's too expensive. Oh, the payment deadline is too close, right? You can easily get trapped into that conversation and not be able to get the time to actually point them. Oh, you know what? This is a link. Watch this video. Tell me what you think about how that topic was handled. While the person is still talking about, I can't pay, I have this or have that, or payment time is too short, oh, I cannot pay month, all those things are still going on. Don't worry, bring out something of value and give to the person. Go through this. Let's talk again in the evening, let's talk again tomorrow. Because that's exactly what you are trying to do. You're trying to make them see the value, let them see the difference. Point them to testimonials of those who've gone through the programs or whatever you are selling. Point them in direction that you change the narrative, you change the discussion from it's too expensive, I cannot pay. Change it to what can you get? What value? How will this change your career? How will this move you from where you are? And spend some time out of that too, to understand where they are, how they have moved for the last 5 years or 10 years, and see how much growth they have, right? And see how you can communicate how that can be speeded up with what you are trying to sell. Create a sense of urgency, appeal to supply and demand. Customers are motivated by scarcity, right? So when somebody calls me to say, oh, extend the flash sale beyond Friday, I say, no, it's not possible. It's policy, it's written down, it's hard set. I want only a few people to get it, a few discerning people to get it, or to pay the normal price going forward. And then they rush in and take it. And then offer extras, or for immediate action, like we will set you up on the portal, we'll give you this training material and that training material, we'll give you additional courses that you do not pay for. We pull up all of those. For example, in Max-Migold, we have a training portal where we have more than 150 courses. If you come on board on the FM diploma program, we give you one more. So maybe a leadership course, customer service course, a sales fundamental course like what we're doing now, something that can help to advance your career. It's a freebie, it's an additional incentive. We add it to it for you to have as something extra. It could help you make up your mind. It could also help you, just get something else after you've made up your mind, in addition to what you have done. And that increases the tendency for you to, have a testimonial that you can share with others as well. The final stage is the goal of every sales relationship. At this stage, it's important to stay calm and focused. You have to make the process as easy as possible and provide exceptional service until the end and beyond. Additionally, you will go far in thanking and rewarding customers who choose you over the competition. Don't ever make this mistake. Sometimes salespeople, somebody has paid and then you just dump that person. It's paid, it's moved on to the operations team, and there's no more communication from you. That is the worst mistake you can make. You have to see that person as engaged. You have to see to it that the person gets the best value. You have to see that that person continuously have a taste of satisfaction. So don't always assume that the other team that is going to deliver the service, they are not responsible. No, you are still that person's contact within the organization. You are still that person you are talking with. You are still that person you are still like a liaison between that person and the operations and delivery team. So that if there's a concern, if there's a question, and you can help smoothing things up at the back end, you step in, because you will still need that person in the future as an ambassador, as a resource person, as someone who can give you the network and the contacts for your next sale. If you sell only once and that's all you do and it's over, then your business will go out. I see some artisans, technicians, plumbers, mechanics, and the rest. They take their time every now and then just to call and say hello. How are you doing? How is the family? They don't necessarily expect that every time they call, you have a problem for them to come and solve, because they are all on the reactive task list for you. But that engagement will make you think about them when the time comes. All right. So you have bots before, and they kept you engaged. What does that do? It makes you more susceptible to remembering them, even for bigger processes in the future. And then make it easy for people to pay for your service. Nobody should struggle. A few days ago, I tried to pay for website hosting renewal. I did all I could. The payment kept bouncing back, and yet the host, the service provider, blocked me. I raised ticket 3 days to it. I'm getting these blocks. Your payment channels are not working. My money is being returned to me again and again and again and again. I finally got to use part of my wallet to pay part of the money, so that at least, even if it's just 1 or 2 days while we're trying to resolve the payment difficulty, they still blocked they took me out of online, and I was really, really sad. Don't get to that point where you put such a sad thoughts in the minds of your customers, because that's exactly what they did to me. And with that, I start asking myself, okay, so what are the alternatives? Can I get another? Your price might be good, but if I find it difficult to cross-setting hurdles over and over, I'll start thinking of alternatives. And mind you, alternatives are everywhere. Nobody's a monopoly in any industry anymore, because when you think you are a monopoly in something, in one industry, you begin to see that even if there are no competitors for that thing you are doing, there will be substitutes. So your customers can actually move into a substitute. So, but between you and not having competition, you'll still be broke as a business. Okay, so it's very important. And then we must learn to build loyalty. We must learn to build continuity programs, things that keep people continuously engaged. We have really, really gone far with this, and we are doing a lot more. The AFM, Max-Migold FM Diploma alumni is planning some really big industry activity and engagements, that will make the association the envy of the FM industry in the African continent. So with that kind of thing going on, who wouldn't want to be part of such a massive network? That's what we are building. That's the future, right? So ensure that there's that continuity. Ensure that there's that people can always be getting reward. This year alone, I did LinkedIn recommendation for everybody, 700 people, one by one, to make sure that I've trained them, I've taught them, they passed the exams, they are moving on in their careers. Give them a boost. I went online, I looked for all comments that they put online. I liked it, I commented on them, and I keep doing that on an ongoing basis. Think about this. Continuous specs, continuous exposure, continuous bringing into the limelight. And then we have opportunities to place people for jobs. You are working, you are earning well, but we have something that is higher and bigger that you are suited for. We call you. Move up to this. It's an opportunity you have, right? So sometimes it's not enough to just win. You've not actually won the day you got the sale or the conversion. The real business continues from there, and it can give you geometric scale growth into the future, right? And as an individual, whatever industry you are in, remain relevant, monitor changes, look at technological advancement, look at what's happening online, look at how to tap into opportunities to stay relevant, and keep expanding your approaches, keep researching new ways of increasing what you are doing and getting better and better at it, all right? And stay in the network, within an association, within a business group, within the Chamber of Commerce. stay in the network, participate, volunteer, be useful. That is the only way you can become significant. That's the only way you can grow in whatever you lay your hand to do. Thank you very much. So that's our lesson for today. I'm going to stop here and turn the time over for questions. If you do have a question, you can just raise your hand, I think. Okay, let me see what the time is. All right, this is. And for some of you who think, oh, I'm in facility management, or I'm in design, architecture, engineering, I'm in estate, and I don't need sales abilities. I don't need to be able to, make conversions and sales. Just be rest assured, if you really want to make progress and growth in your career, in your business, in anything, this is what you need. I have a question here about the slides for the training. We're not sending out the slides at all. This is a training that's already available in the Max-Migold learning portal. Go to facilitymanagementcourses.com and you will see this one along with 150 courses. This particular course is just about 20,000 naira, right? You take it, you earn a certificate for it, you download the material, you go through the videos, everything there, and you'll be better for it, okay? So that's how we offer this for the launch hours. We will not be distributing the slides. The slides are available for all those who come in for the course fully on their own. But you can participate in our training platform. Drop your notes and questions there, and we will keep engaging and answering your questions if there are none here. All right, so that being said, I'll say thank you so much for making out the time to be with us in today's lunch hour. See you again next week, Thursday. Bye-bye.